The Twin Valley Locker Room Show comes your way. Twin Valley Locker Room Show is powered by Pulse Internet. All your devices, one superior connection. We talk Tiger basketball this week on the Locker Room Show, joined by the Magic Man. Lane Liby is with us, one of the Tiger seniors. Lane, you guys are coming off of really 4 games. I think you guys have stepped your level of play up. The back-to-back wins, close games against 2 state-ranked teams. As you guys came into the Christmas break and over those practice sessions with Coach Williams, what were the things that he emphasized for you guys as a team to maybe work toward and increase what you're doing on the court?
Coach Williams just encouraged us to make good decisions and to keep working hard and just keep playing hard. I mean, you can't do anything about things you can't control, so just got to go out there and do your best.
The Wamego game was a wild and wacky finish here in this gymnasium, and then you guys tested Concordia this week. What were some things that maybe Coach Williams has challenged you personally to work on as the season goes along?
To just keep attacking and being aggressive and to make good decisions and be a leader.
The attacking in the Riley County game was fun to watch. 14 points really led the way. I know you see the floor so well with this team as well to dish it out. You and I were talking before we turned that camera on, and we were talking about school a little bit and about sports and high school sports, and you realize how quickly this thing is going. You said you're going to miss it a lot.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to miss it. I've loved playing for the Tigers, and it's been a great 4 years.
Well, it's been fun to watch, and we're not done watching you play. We've got a lot more business to take care of. Speaking of business to take care of, it's Tiger trivia. Now, Lane understands this because he's been through it in football. Okay, you ready? In a game of horse, who wins? Your brother Nate or your dad / Coach Liby?
Probably Dad.
Are you sucking up to Dad right now, or is that the truth?
Maybe just a little bit.
Thought so, maybe. National championship game this Monday, Clemson or Alabama?
Clemson.
I like that. Is that the K-State connection, or is it an anti-SEC connection?
Anti-SEC.
Excellent. And name your favorite basketball player, college or NBA?
I like Dean Wade from K-State, but I also like Buddy Hield from OU.
Very good. Well, 2 really good guys to watch on the court. Another good guy to watch right here, Lane Liby. Magic, go get him this week as you take on the Chapman Irish, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
The Twin Valley Locker Room Show will continue next. The Twin Valley Locker Room Show brings you inside Clay Center Tiger Sports. The Locker Room Show is powered by Pulse Internet. All your devices, one superior connection. Joined now by the head coach of the Clay Center Tigers, Kelly Williams. Coach, talked with Lane a little bit about the 2 games that you guys have played against 2 really good teams, in Wamego and Concordia, and getting close. And I know there's not a person in the world anymore that likes to use the term moral victories. Mm-hmm. Can you at least say they're quality, positive losses?
Well, I guess you could label them several different ways. At the end of the day, though, one way I've been describing it to folks in the family and folks around the community is we've continued to take some steps forward, and that's very good to see. The Wamego contest, as we talked in this last venue, is about being in a game against a team like that late. Just mixing it up, making sure that you were still within striking distance, and we were. And if some shots fall in that first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, we get a few more buckets, maybe a couple more stops. We're in that thing a lot sooner. But the tenaciousness our guys had and the fight they had was fantastic. So I think they finally kind of realized, okay, all right, this is what we have to apply through 32 minutes. Great. And going into Tuesday night against Concordia, again, another really good team. In their house, and they had just kind of come off of a bit of a disappointing finish against Abilene before Christmas break. So they were ready to, get their teeth cut again in 2016 and get going. So it was a tough contest, but we brought a little bit more of that focus, I think, in the second and third quarters, and we were able to, trim a 12-point deficit down to 4 with some time left in the third, and just kind of ran out of gas a bit in the fourth. But again, a step forward because against a team like that, very similar to Wamego, we were able to not just be in a game late, but be in a game against a good team for a substantial portion of the contest. So, we could label it several different ways, but at the end of the day, we're making progress, and we're very pleased with that. And it was good to, again, we come back, and we got to be ready right away because it's a great squad. And hopefully that pays dividends here in Friday's game against Chapman and Tuesday against Minneapolis. And we at times we look like a team that was coming off Christmas break. We were not as crisp offensively in transition and in the half court, but we're getting there, and we're making progress.
I hear comments from people from Concordia even after that game on Tuesday night. They really were in that game. I saw some things I hadn't seen before. It's got to feel good for you, and I think for the guys to know that people are taking notice that they are playing better. It's not just a fact of the scoreboard or this or that. You guys are making strides, and that's you've said since day one when you came into this program. It was about taking steps in the right direction.
And we are, and we continue to, and that's good. And when you hear comments like that, it's just confirmation that that's occurring. Others are taking note. I was joking around with Coach Hemphill at Wamego. He was at the game Tuesday, and he said, "You guys continue to fight. You continue to play hard." And I said, "Well, eventually, we don't want to be labeled as the guys that just play hard. Okay, we don't want you to feel good about how hard we played. We want you to be mad that we beat you. So we're getting there. We're getting closer. And through the first 6 games, we played 4 very, very, very good teams. And occasionally, it's a little difficult to just gauge where we are at because sometimes teams may play up or below their talent level. It's tough. But again, we go into a couple of games here back-to-back with Chapman and Minneapolis where we're going to get a lot better sense of how focused and how gritty and how much fight we'll display against teams that I quite frankly think the boys think that we should go and we should get a W. So it's another really great learning experience for us. We've got a bit of expectation for ourselves to get the W. But it just comes back down to, executing those little things, attention to the details, and just, moving on to the next play,
I talked with Coach Williams on pregame before Tuesday's game, and you were prophetic almost. You mentioned Dalton Altizer and said...
I thought of that too after the game, yeah.
He goes, we've really been working on some things. Dalton's bought into it, and I really think, did you think 4 3-pointers on the night?
We talked, I know it drives some people nuts, and I know the coach I played for and coached with, it drive him nuts too. Just somebody pulling up from 24 feet when it seems like it's not within any facet of the offense. But we talked with Dalton. He has that ability, whether it's off of one bounce, it's in transition, or it's still functioning within our half-court offense. He can hit that long shot, and he can also hit it closer as well. But I think it was a confidence thing. I think it was a consistent focus thing. For Dalton, the big step forward has been just moving on to the next possession. Whatever end of the court it is, what just happened, good, bad, or indifferent, we're moving on to the next thing. And credit to him for that. We had a lot of good things. The guy that you just got done talking to had a lot of great attempts. Shots didn't necessarily fall for him Tuesday, but he got the same looks and the same, attempts at the goal that he had in the previous games. And that's going to happen from time to time. We had another stellar effort defensively from Caleb Siebold. He's just all over the place. Not completely done charting stats from the film yet on Tuesday, but he was already somewhere around 7 deflections through 2.5 quarters. He's just getting everywhere, so he's starting to figure it out too. And Ethan was a star on the glass again. And we'd go down the list. But we continue to grind. We continue to get better, and that's the big thing. And it's been good to see. It's been fun.
For those who listen to the broadcast and wonder why Caleb is called the one-man press, that explained it right there. Yeah. All right, Coach, Tiger Trivia, you ready for this?
I am.
Okay.
The prophecy, maybe I can answer these questions ahead of if I can prophesize who scores what every game, if it was that easy, Rocky, that'd be nice. But
bottle that up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, when with New Year's coming in here, January, New Year's resolution, if you could find one New Year's resolution for any player on your team, what would it be? And who would it be for?
Probably Cade Wallace to exhibit better decisions with hairstyles. Tongue in cheek. That's a tongue in cheek comment. It's a good looking hairstyle. It's a good looking hairstyle. I just give Cade a hard time for it.
The old Caddyshack line. Oh, but it looks good on you, right? All right, who you picking Monday night, Clemson or Alabama?
Oh man, I'm going to pick Alabama, because their defensive front is just so good. And I think they're so good because they just got manhandled by Ohio State last year. They're playing with, that's NFL talent playing with a chip on their shoulder. That's scary. But, man, Clemson's really good too. It should be an awesome game. I'm going to root for Clemson, of course. They're the K-State of the East Coast, the K-State of the Southeast. So I'm going to root for Clemson big time, but I just don't see them beating Bama.
All right, fair enough. The last time we had you in the locker room show, you gave us a Chewbacca imitation.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's any other imitations you have hidden in your talents you want to reveal this week.
No.
I think Lane Lively thinks you have an imitation, but I'm not going to force you in anything.
I go there during practice every now and then, but not at this point. As Bill Snyder would say, how about that? Not at this particular point in time. So we'll pass on that.
Fair enough. We'll ask again, though, I guarantee you. Thanks so much for your time. And to Lane Libby, the Twin Valley Locker Room Show.